Hello and welcome to today's cryptocurrency technical analysis, where we are going to be going over the local breakout on the Bitcoin chart, the current resistance we are pinned up against right now, which if broken, I am expecting all-time highs to be hit on the weekend. We also have to take into consideration right now when trading Bitcoin, the Coinbase listing on the stock exchange, which is happening early next week, the 14th to be precise. This is considered bullish for Bitcoin. I believe, Coinbase are going to want to see a good price of Bitcoin now. So that's obviously happening on the 14th. But we're here for the charts, we're here for the technicals, and let's begin. So, ladies and gentlemen, we obviously have our blank chart here. Totally nothing on the chart. We had obviously been trading, current price of Bitcoin 60,800. Okay, we've currently obviously had been trading over the past week our higher term time frame key levels. These key levels really were, kind of what can we say, like influencing the market in terms of just offering very nice trades. Okay, so we had our clearly defined top of the range and we had our clearly defined low of the range. The midpoint was offering your day trades. So for scalp traders, you had a lot of trades off the midpoint of here as well. But what we can see here is we have totally blown through the top of the resistance. So there was really no trade offered here, as you just totally obliterated the resistance. What could we say? There was a few factors of why we went up so fast. Well, we obviously had this downward sloping channel. Okay, so we had this channel that was going on. And as you can see, really, you had the first touch, second touch, third touch of it. And then when you broke through on the fourth touch, bam, like you've just gone straight through, obviously, your next key resistance here. You might be wondering to yourself, okay, obviously, with those high-term time frame key levels, what was the reason that we bounced down here? And what is the reason that we're rejecting up here? Well, I can give you my perspective of the way that I trade, and in my opinion, we have these higher term time frame levels. So you can see, obviously, when we came down to the lows, we did bounce off of our weekly. Which, if you remember, I'm still in that long, by the way. But that was obviously from our weekly, and now we've obviously come to our daily. So now we're back up at the daily level up at the highs. So this is the thing, when we have our higher term time frame range that was going on for the past week, we were very much aware if we broke to the downside, we had our weekly support. If we break to the upside, we have our daily resistance. So with that in mind, I'm going to bring this back over here. And what I might do, I might just approach this in the way of how I'm trading it then. So the way that I'm personally trading this right now, although people might be surprised, again, you might not be surprised. I am actually in a short position. Okay, short. Why? You might be thinking, why would you short this, Daniel? Look at this on the daily. You might be thinking, oh my God, you cannot short this. This is really, 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 really bullish. My answer to this is, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me and my trades. But personally, yeah, I have taken a short off of this daily. Stop loss obviously above the all-time high now. And, this really is for me like approaching this in the manner of, hey, this is like the last resistance before all-time highs. So when you think about, in terms of probabilities, I think this is a good day trade. I think it's a weekend move. I think it's a confluence of resistance. And I have been planned and ready for this move. Okay, in that regards. So yeah, I do think this is a good, well, for me anyway. Again, I'm not giving financial advice. Let's load up the disclaimer. I'm not telling anyone what to do with their money. Educational entertainment video only. Of course, you've got to understand the legal trade disclaimer. Pause to read. But personally, yeah. I've already taken a short, and I'm more than comfortable to do this, and I truly believe that if I get stopped out of this short, then we're going to be hitting all-time highs, and if that's the case, that's the case, I'm comfortable with that. I think the main important thing that you have to do when trading the charts is to have your plan based off of your technical analysis and just execute. At the end of the day, we're trading a game of probabilities. And we want to try and position ourselves with the highest probability trades now. So we obviously had that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful range. Okay, we broke to the low of the range. We bounced off of our weekly. Okay, we've come up to the high of the range. We have bounced pretty much off of our daily. 61,600 to be precise. And what we can say is now, in my opinion anyway, that this is a nice short, okay? And, where's the next level of support? Well, naturally, we could say the next layer of support is going to be $60,000, maybe a slight front run of $60,000, depends how it goes on over the weekend. But one would imagine now that resistance of 60k should technically flip into support. If the bulls want to really hold this up, okay, they're going to really be looking for something. Like, I suppose what we could do is make this very simple. And if we just remove this and I put on a SR flip, you could say that bulls don't want to lose the first SR level, which is 60,365. Okay, that's the way that I would approach this. Like, I would say that this is it's not as key as your lower key, which is just under, just around $60,000, but that's your first real SR level, so to speak. So, people are going to be looking to long that. For instance, people that have shorted the highs here, likely going to be taking profits at that level. So this for me is the first intermediate, very short-term level to be aware of in terms of support here, which if you obviously hold that and you flip that back into support, you reclaim, you really claim 61,600. You got to expect all-time highs. And this is the thing. You don't want to keep on shorting. You just want to take the shorts when you are positioned in when you get yourself into a position where you have a really nice entry, the invalidation is very clearly defined. And, you could view this as a hedge. I suppose you could view this as a hedge, or you could have viewed this as an aggressive position to ultimately try and trade it back down, back into your range. Obviously, doesn't always happen, but when the trade is there, I think the worst thing that you can do is when you have a nice trading setup is to get scared. Okay, you have the trade presented to you, you get scared, you don't take it. Just as I took a short here off the daily, I was longing the weekly, and I longed the absolute first touch of the weekly, which obviously I'm still in right now. And then the thing is here, like, I want to short the first touch of the daily because I personally, as a trader, would be more annoyed at myself for not shorting this and price to even continue upwards. And like, I would be more annoyed at myself for not shorting and seeing price go up than shorting and getting stopped out, because as a trader, I see these trades and I need to execute. Otherwise, I just execute my trades, So yeah, I hope that this video has been a bit helpful in that regards of explaining the level of resistance that we're up against, how I'm personally approaching this. I still simultaneously hold the long. So this is the thing where you could view it as a bit of a hedge, I suppose. It's the weekend. Hedging is not the end of the world. We've seen this many times. I am aware of the Coinbase. Maybe they want to push this up to all-time highs, and if that's the case, I'm not going to continue to fight it above all-time highs, but I'm just very aware, we've seen these weekend moves a lot. I simultaneously still hold the long because I don't have a reason to close this. Where would I close this? Well, probably if we come back into the range, because that would, for me, would show a really big deviation. Just as we saw the deviation of the range low here, we could potentially see the deviation of the range high here if we come back below 60k with obviously a close. You don't want to see a wick into that. If you wick below it, then you could class that as more bullish. I think right now I'm just aware of why I entered this short, where my invalidation is, e.g. the stop loss, and where I'm looking to, ultimately take profits on this. I would like to just play you this one really quick clip, which you did see in yesterday's live stream, but I just want to play it again just so you can see the power of the levels that we are trading from. I just really want to open your eyes to this. 100, the weekly below us here, 55,790. So what we can say is if we break the top of the range, we have this next daily. If we break the lower of the range, we have this weekly. Okay, you hear me there? This was obviously for the members update that I gave on the 6th of April, where I was telling everybody, we're trading the range right now. And on the 6th of April, let me just remind you, from the 6th of April, we were on the 6th of April here, okay? Obviously, from there, we did break the low of our range, and we hit the weekly support, 55,790. And then, on the 10th of April, we broke the top of our range, and we come straight up to our daily resistance. So I just want to really emphasize here that these are levels that we've had planned out now for it would have been before this, but from the 6th of April, at least, that's when I gave the members only live stream. And you can see the respect. One day later, we hit our weekly support, which gave the long, which I remain in. Okay, that's nearly 900% gains. And then to the flip side, I was saying if we break the top of the range, which we obviously done, we were aware of our next daily level. Hence why I have to trade it, Just as I had to trade the weekly, I have to trade the daily. And it really is as simple as that. It really is as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. It all comes down to, at the end of the day, doing your technical analysis. I've done my technical analysis, and then it's executing. And we've always given this keen distinction between being a trader and being a technical analysis. It's very easy to just give charts. It's very easy to just talk about things. But there is a real big difference between just talking about something and actually putting money on the line. And for me, I've just got to this level where I execute. Whether I win or I lose, that's now just decided by the market. I've taken my trades. I know why I've taken my trades, and I know exactly what I'm risking, what I'm going to be making. It's just I like the position I'm in. What can I say? We'll have to see whether this short wins or loses. If it loses, yeah, we can expect all-time highs. Coinbase propping the price. It wouldn't be I don't know. Let's just see how it goes. We've got the levels, we've got the analysis, and now let's enjoy the weekend and see what happens when we return on Sunday night. Obviously, I've got my next live stream on Sunday night. If you're interested, that's for the champions. And yeah, this is kind of the update I wanted to give you. Obviously, yeah, there you go. Once you have the key levels, trading becomes a lot easier. Plan the trades, trade the plan. Obviously, that is still that one from the weekly. Okay, and it really is a simple case of planning the trades and then literally trade the plan. So I would be not trading my plan if I didn't short this weekly, basically. Although, yeah, I totally understand. You could argue that there's a high probability that I get stopped out of the trade. And, that's your opinion. And if I get stopped out of the trade, I just really want to emphasize this one more time, that if I get stopped out this short, firstly, I still have the long open from the weekly, so it's not the end of the world. But secondly, you cannot expect to win 100% of your trades. You just cannot expect to win every single trade that you take. So obviously I have a fairly nice entry on this. The invalidation is not too wide. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today's video, me giving you this talk through of how I'm trading this, how I simultaneously am approaching this in terms of holding the long or simultaneously now holding a short. Okay. That's pretty good game theory of how you approach these sort of things. And when you look for your invalidation, how you let your other position run, you can view it as a hedge initially. If you lose your support, you obviously close down one of those positions. And this is, I love to trade this way. I'm not going to lie. I really do enjoy trading this way. And why wouldn't I? I mean, it works. So, yeah, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, really appreciate a like. Smash up the likes. If we get, I don't think, let's say if we get 1,000 likes, I'll do a live stream for you where I'll talk you through Bitcoin. Maybe we are breaking all-time highs and you want to run through of the all-time high breakout, where we're going to be looking for if we do break all-time highs. One could argue there's in terms of like the fundamentals right now, one could argue it's really likely that we're breaking all-time highs. I personally believe the Coinbase listing on the stock market is bullish. So this is why I have factored this into my trading here with my position sizing, because I personally do feel that is bullish for Bitcoin. But yeah, we can explain this more if you want a live stream. If you do, smash up the likes. 1,000, I'll do one. If not, hope you all enjoy, and I'll catch you on Sunday if you're a Chart Champions member, where I'll do a members live stream. For everybody else, hope you've enjoyed. Thank you ever so much, and have a brilliant weekend. Have a good one. I suck at ending the videos, and goodbye.